My next guest is one of the top heavyweight prospects in the country, and he joins me today coming off of win at CFFC 118. His name is Mr. Daiqwon Buckley. Mr. Buckley, thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you on my show. Thank you.
Hey, Tyler, thanks for having me, my man.
Daiqwon, I wanted to tell you first and foremost, Ian Allston, very fast, very agile, incredibly dangerous. That was not an easy fight for you to take. I would love for you to give me like your breakdown. Like, what were some of the things going on in your head? What were some of the things that you and your team at Killcliff were preparing for and getting ready for this guy? Like I said, like Ian Allston, a very high caliber heavyweight, just like yourself. So this was a difficult fight for you.
Right. Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to say like Ian is an awesome guy. I really, really enjoyed, you know, fighting Ian and getting to know Ian a little bit, on the little process of before we fought. But yeah, I just want to say like he's an awesome guy, and I hope that he, continues to work hard and show people, what he is and how he gets things done. But yeah, no, preparation was, it was great actually. I worked with a lot of different strikers during my camp leading up to Ian. I knew Ian was dangerous. He is. He's very fast. He's got some pop to his punches. He moves very well. He's a very well-rounded mixed martial artist, and I respect him. I respect him fully, and I knew, prior to taking the fight that he's a dangerous opponent. But I just truthfully believe that I worked my full potential and do exactly what I've done, and that was the plan, then I have no problem getting the job done. But yeah, Ian is very impressive, and just watching his film definitely gave me like the chills a little bit before the fight. I'm like, yeah, like this guy is nice, and regardless of what happened to him his last fight, I mean, he's better than no disrespect to Billy Ray Valdez, but I mean, Ian's better. He's a better fighter than that guy, you know. And Ian's done a lot of great things in his career in the amateurs and the pros, and I still do see a very bright future for Ian. And I told him we talked a little bit, and we'll get some training in together too soon. And yeah, I look forward to watching him grow through his career. So
Did
yeah.
anything about that bout like surprise you? Because we always have these like game plans, like okay, I'm going to do X, Y, or Z, but like oftentimes, like you get into the battle, you get into the fight, and like certain parts of the game plan go out the window, or he gives you different looks that you may not have anticipated or expected. Was there anything that didn't go according to plan when you were actually competing against him?
No, so I mean now since the fight is over, I mean the game plan was just to pretty much stay in his space, work the head, work the body, and eventually, I was kept telling myself, whole camp like he will drop eventually, like he will fall, and exactly how the fight happened is exactly how I played it in my mind. I knew that from watching his film, my teammates and we watched his film thoroughly, like right from the bell. Like I knew he was in a circle away from the power, just like the little things, and that's exactly what he did as the fight played off. And so it was like almost picture perfect. Like as soon as that bell rang and I saw him and he started circling to his right, my left, I'm like, oh, this is exactly how I thought it was going to be. And
Mm-hmm.
I I expected the fight to go a little bit longer, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We were both still feeling the feel out process, just warming up, and then yeah, I mean, it happened, but yeah, it's exactly honestly the way I saw it happening. I'm happy with the result, but yeah, I mean, so hats off to Ian. I'm happy that he took the fight too. I know it's not easy trying to take a tough fight, especially off of a loss. So, but
I
yeah,
asked I asked him about that. I interviewed Ian. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I actually interviewed him before, and I specifically spoke about you. I was like, Ian, you're coming off a loss. You're fighting Buckley. I was like, that guy's no joke. Like, there are a lot of like, I don't know if I said it quite this bluntly, but I was like, you could have fought like a list of so many easier guys. Like, what? Why
yeah,
Buckley? Why now? Like, um, talk me through this. And he basically told me he was like being a martial artist to me is like taking the most difficult challenge in front of you. And I think Buckley's that. That's why I took that
yeah,
fight. I'm purposefully
yeah,
taking this fight because I know how good he is. I'm like, oh damn, like so many people
Uh,
talk about walking the walk, but you proved it. Like,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
did that,
yeah,
but for you it wasn't easy either. You're going into Philadelphia, you're the dreaded blue corner. Nobody wants to
yeah,
see you win. You're fighting
right.
in Ian's hometown. And I wanted to ask you, like, I know you're a high level fighter. I know you've been competing for many years, but at the same time, like some guys can thrive in an environment like that, being that blue corner that nobody wants to see win. Some guys actually prefer
Right,
that to fighting in
right,
their hometown. For you, does it
right.
make a difference where you fight, one way or the other?
No, not anymore. So ever since my first professional fight, I went into Royce's backyard, and it just seems every time I fight now, I'm always in that person's backyard. So like I've never been, the guy that's supposed to win. You know, so now I'm used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I did have some family and some friends there, in Philly because I'm from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Dunmore was like an hour and a half from Philly, but yeah, no, that didn't bother me. I enjoy it either way. I mean, I love playing, the spoilers of the game and going in there and doing my thing. But now I just feel like I'm at a level to where whether it's going to be close to home or, super far away, I feel like I'm at this level where I can compete to the highest of highs, no matter where, no matter wherever I'm at. So yeah,
I was curious, like, to see like how your approach was going to be, like your mental approach going into the game, and that's why I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to talk to you because you put on a hell of a fight in the Challenger Series last year. You won that fight. And then you go
right,
up against a freaking tank at LFA 144, Jordan Heiderman. Like, that guy is like no joke. We saw how
yeah,
special that guy was. That fight doesn't go
yeah,
your way. So there are like two things I think about when I think about you. It's like, man, they passed me up on the Challenger Series. Like, ugh, like I know how
yeah,
good I am. Like, what the hell? And then you fought that tank of a man. That fight doesn't go your way. And so between those two things, I was like, I wonder if this guy's going to come into this fight with a chip on his shoulder. Like, I wonder if we're going to like see that. And so I just kind of wanted to ask you about that. Like, did you feel like going into this fight against Alston because of those two things I just mentioned, the loss and then getting passed up on the Challenger Series? Like, did you feel in a way like, no, like you guys need to be reminded of like how good I am, like we being the media and like fight fans and other promotions. This part of the podcast is brought to you by my friends at Uriah Faber's A1 Combat. Later on this month, on April 28th, there's going to be an amazing title fight that's going to be taking place between two really high level guys. This is a card that I'm really excited about. A lot of really interesting fights between some of the top up and coming prospects on the West Coast. I highly recommend you guys check this out. It is going to be streaming on UFC Fight Pass, so make sure you check that out. And if you're in the Southern California area, why not just go to the fight? I am going to go ahead and in the description for this video include all the information on how to attend or watch this event. Make sure you guys check it out.
yeah, yeah, of course. So I definitely went into this fight feeling like I had something to prove. Especially in MMA, like you're only as good as your last fight, I feel like. And you know, after taking a loss, it's like, okay, people just, oh yeah, he's no good. They forget about me or whatever. And not even the PFL thing. I was like, you know what? I was 2-0 that made me after the PFL. So I'm like, it is what it is. I
Mm-hmm.
got the experience, at a high platform. So I wasn't really mad about the whole PFL situation, but yeah, definitely coming into this fight, coming off of a loss, um, definitely felt like I had something to prove because that day, April 1st, I moved to Florida that day 2 years ago. So that actually meant something to me. Wow, like 2 years today, like, I moved down here to change my life and make something happen. So that was another thing I brought in. I was like, you know what, like, yeah, I took a loss, but it is what it is. It helped me grow, and I'm gonna show people why I believe I'm the best. And
And you,
yeah, definitely went in with a big chip on my shoulder.
I did want to ask you that question. Being at Killcliff, I know Maury's there. He's a high level heavyweight, but like that room is filled with very, very high level, amazing fighters. I'm really excited about. Elvin Espinoza is one of them. Landry Ward's another one of them. Richie Lewis is another one of them. Like you're talking about a room with very, very high level guys that haven't quite like made the big time. But I look around, I'm like, there's so many good guys in this room that people don't quite know about, but I feel special because I already know about them. So I wanted to ask you, like, what has the experience been like, right? Like, but that's not easy. It's not easy to move from your hometown to go down to Florida, a place that nobody really knows you, and then get thrown in that environment. Like, there's probably a feeling out process that first month or two you're there. Like, man, like, can I hang with these guys? And here you are. You're not only hanging, but like you're thriving in your performances in the cage too. So, walk me
Right.
through that. What's it been like?
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it's been a crazy, crazy journey and a crazy ride. I mean, I remember when I first showed up at Killcliff, it was Stanford MMA at the time. And I'm to myself, I'm like, I didn't know that a fighter can possibly be this good. Um, I was training with the best guys, and I'm like, is this really for me? You know? So I was questioning my whole career about it. And to be completely honest with you, like nobody knows this. So this is about to get out, and I'm excited to like let people know. Um, when I first like tried out for Stanford, um, I was like 350 pounds. And when Coach Henry Hooft invited me back, um, I moved back and I convinced everybody back in Pennsylvania that, oh yeah, I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna become like this, like best fighter UFC, and whatnot. But in all reality, like I truthfully did not believe that I'd be able to really do anything. So the main reason why I actually moved is because I knew that I would lose weight. So that was like my main focus. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna convince everybody that I'm gonna do this fighting thing, but I'm gonna lose weight and be happy. And then as time went on, like I lost the weight I needed to lose, and then I started, actually improving in my game and like actually getting better. And the coaches and my teammates were telling me, and then that's when I'm like, okay, like, I'm serious about this now. Like now it's time. Now it's I'm not here for the weight loss, which is stupid, because I'm one of few that actually got the opportunity to be able to train in a room full of caliber guys like that. And to be honest with you, when I first got there, I didn't deserve to be in the room. I just at the right place, the right time when I got in. And now I do. I'm definitely one of the top guys there, one of the top heavyweights. But at the time, it's just really I got lucky, but I made the most of it. You know, so being there every day and seeing these guys and training with them, and yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and I thank God honestly for allowing me to do what I'm doing and do it with who I'm doing it with. So
You
yeah,
know
it's an
what?
awesome,
Like,
awesome.
I think that's like incredibly powerful what you just said because it's not easy to talk about weight. It's not easy at all. It's something I struggle with. I'm a chubby guy. Um, it's hard, like especially as you get older. Like I'm not a young cat like you, but like it's very hard. Like I got an office job. I sit around. I'm doing all my MMA media stuff, and then it's like, golly, man, like like all of a sudden overnight you become a fat ass. It's like, what the hell happened? And it's not easy. But the thing is like you put in the work, and like good things will come, right? And
Yes.
it's something that I need to be reminded of too. It's like, hey, man, like you gotta get out there. You gotta do your thing, and for you, for that to be your driver, and then for you to like get the reward that you have, like that's incredible. Like that, I mean,
Yeah.
good for you. And like, has somebody ever told you, like somebody close to you, maybe I know we're just now talking about this publicly, but like, has there anyone that in your social circle that's been like, bro, like I lost like X amount of weight because of like what you've been able to do. Like you inspired me to like make a change.
Yeah, I don't know like the people, but I've gotten like some messages and stuff through social media of people telling me that I've changed their life and then I'm an inspiration and stuff like that to them. But yeah, nobody that I know personally. But yeah, it's definitely it's driving people to do what they want to do and make better life choices.
Yeah, I think that's incredible, man. And I know it's if you're anything like me, anytime anyone ever tells you like you made an impact on them personally, you're
Mhm.
like, I get really awkward. I'm like, I don't really know what to say to that, but thank you. Like, I just don't know
Yeah,
what to say. But good for you, and I hope anyone out there that's struggling can hear your story and to like maybe make a positive change. Like, use that as a catalyst for good because fighters come in all shapes and sizes, man. And I've seen it. Like, I've seen that firsthand. You're not the only guy I've talked to.
yeah.
I talked to a guy. His name is T-Shay Guthrow. He's like 5'5". He's like a bantamweight. You would never know this, but he's like, dude, I was like 270 pounds. I was freaking huge. I lost over 100 pounds to compete, and but here I am. I'm doing it, and it's
Yeah,
stories like that that make you more relatable to regular people out there. I feel.
definitely, definitely.
I wanted to ask you before I let you go. I mean, beating Ian Allston, one of the top guys in the Northeast, like that means something. Like, it's one of those things. Like any hater out there will look at Ian's record now and be like, "Hey, he's a 2-2 guy," whatever. But that's not the case. Anyone who does their homework, any promoter out there, understands like what a win over him means. So, how can you use that to get a big 2023 under your belt? Like, what are some of your goals? What are some of the fights that you want to try to get this year?
Really, I'm just focusing on winning my fights. Like anybody they put in front of me, now like I said, I learned from my loss. So anybody they put in front of me for this year, they will lose. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay focused. That's one thing, and I would like to sign to one of the bigger promotions, UFC, Bellator, PFL. I mean, obviously, you know we all want to go to the UFC, and I truthfully do believe that that will happen this year. But if not, no worries. I'm just gonna enjoy the process, and when it's time, it's time. But yeah, that's the goal. Just win and just keep winning.
I got to
You
tell
know.
you, man, I'm looking at the heavyweight class in the UFC, and why not? Like, is there
Yeah.
really like that big of a degree of separation between you and Muhammad Usman? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Why not? Why not him?
It's
There
funny.
we go. That's a
Yeah,
call out right there. Muhammad
I
Usman.
I've been wanting to call out Muhammad Usman for like a long time now.
Well, here we go. We'll
Funny,
manifest that. Hey,
you
it's nothing
know.
personal. It's just business. That's a great fight.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I was telling myself because I know he's fighting Junior Tafa soon, and I'm like, shit, if those fights follow through, like I'll be ready to go. So that's funny you said that though, because I want to fight Muhammad Usman. Like I would love to, you know what I mean? And be a good experience, and I know I could beat him. So
And for the record, you did not tell me that. I just pulled that name out of thin air.
yeah, no, that's true. Like I said, it's funny how you said it though, because like I was telling like my boy Phil Hawes like a while ago, like yeah, I want to fight Muhammad Usman. Like I just think that that'd be a good fight for me right now. You know,
I pulled that name out
but
because of
yeah,
prepping for the show, and I always think to myself, like, okay, if I were Daiqwon, like, who would I want to fight right now? And that was the name I had circled. I was like, this is the guy I want to fight. He's a
yeah,
name. He's
oh
new
yeah,
to the promotion. It makes a lot of sense. He doesn't
yeah,
have very many more fights than I do. Like, why can't I make
yeah,
this happen? And that's the name I
yeah,
had circled. So it makes sense to me.
yeah, yeah. No, the UFC wants to make it happen. I'll go in there and do my thing. So because yeah, I have all the tools to beat him. So I really do believe that. So
One final
yeah,
question.
yeah,
One final
yes,
question, and I'm gonna invoke the name of one of your teammates. So Elvin Espinoza, he talks a lot of trash. He says that in UFC 4, nobody can beat him. He says that he can smack Landry around. So would that be true in your case? Like if you were to hit the sticks against Elvin in UFC 4, can you beat him or not? Now he talks a lot of smack, so I'm just wondering.
yeah. I mean, we go on the sticks in UFC 4. I mean, I'm sorry, my bro. You're gonna get what's coming. You know what I mean? And I haven't played UFC 4 in a while, but I just know how to maneuver those buttons, and I can do it anyway. Better than anybody out there. So yeah, UFC 4. No matter what weight class, you're getting knocked out.
Hey, and we'll have to do a pros versus Joes. And I'm calling you out, Elvin, too. Anytime you want that smoke, Elvin, I will strangle you in UFC 4. Got to qualify that in UFC 4. And in real life, I don't know. I'd just cry. I don't know what I'd do against Elvin. But Daiqwon, appreciate your time. You're the man. I want to give you the final say. If there's any sponsors or anyone that you'd like to thank before I let you go this evening, I'd like for you to have that chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to thank my sponsors. You guys know who you are. I'm sorry, I can't think of the top of my head right now. Friends and family too, always for the support and love. My coaches, my teammates for pushing me to be the best that I can be. Also being great friends and mentors and stuff too along the road. Also, Tyler, I want to thank you too. Thanks for having me, brother. Really appreciate it, and I'm excited for this to air. Mohammed Usman, whenever you're ready, we can do it. Have 20 medals
Absolutely.
on town, so we can get it cracking. And
Hey,
yeah,
he's got to, you know what? Like fighters fight. This is what you guys do, and I think it's a great matchup. I'm,
yeah,
I'm
hey,
I think it's a great matchup, and he should want that fight too. It's a good fight for him
yeah,
too.
sure, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
we're tagging Dana White in this video too. He's got to see
We
this.
have to tag them off.
Daiqwon, you're the man. I
Yeah,
appreciate your time, and I look forward to having you back after you make your UFC debut, my friend.
thank you, brother. I appreciate it.